Hi YouTube, it's the 9th of June. I've just been catching up on the common law jurisdictions yet, and lawful and legal and all that, and the oath that magistrates and the police force are under. I've just been watching, people interacting with enforcement officers, if you like, trying to enforce legalese and statutes, not legalese, statutes and statutes and legalese. No, statutes and acts. Oh my god, acts and statutes, yeah. Oh my, I just don't know where my head is. On people, and them sort of asking them to uphold their oath under common law jurisdiction. And it's just reminded me of something. In England, I can't exactly remember the entire details, so don't exactly quote me on this, but it's something like this. There's a few laws in England that still, I think they're like parliamentary acts or statutes, because they can't be common law, that are enforced, right? Because this is the thing, right, with the statutes and the parliamentary acts, right, there's certain things that probably are good, that the public would vote for, that, maybe do need to be in the futuristic society that we live in, and, etc., etc. But this just proves how stale the governments are on getting rid of laws, because if laws were enforced for a period of time because it just went too far with something and then was removed after people learned, then people would have a lot more respect for the people who enforce the laws. But of course, so I'm thinking, right, because England has got shitloads of laws that are just irrelevant to everything possible. There's some bullshit law to do with horse and carriage, right, and taxes, that it must be back the 1700s. I don't know, I really don't know the year, right, but I know about where the horse and cart taxi driver could only piss up the back of his carriage and had to sleep in his taxi or his carriage overnight. Something to do with, I suppose, the horses running off, right? So because of the carriage licence that taxis have, I don't know if it's just London or if it's the whole of England, in effect, taxi drivers can still piss up the back of their cars, and they are supposed to sleep in them overnight, right? Obviously, they're completely pointless laws, because why would you want to sleep in a cab overnight? What is the point, right? But there's also another law where on, I think, a certain day, someone done it, or it was on an advert or something, a certain day, either cattle or geese can be walked through central London or down some fucking major street somewhere. And there's loads of other really ridiculous laws that still exist, right? And completely pointless to how we live now, right? So this just shows you how lazy government is. So maybe it's time for us to start looking back through the laws that really have absolutely no relevance to anything, but can cause absolutely pandemonium out there. Because that would be really funny. Talk about playing it back in their hand. They might then go, oh, we better go through these and delete some of these laws. Oh, congratulations, that's maybe what you should have done to start with. What do people think? I'm just thinking. They're the only two laws I can think of, but I know there's more. I know there's a law back in the in market towns. I suppose it is still relevant, but it isn't really. I suppose it isn't these days. Market towns, during the war or just after the war, it was either during or just after the war, we were all encouraged to grow our own food, obviously, rations and all that shit. And if you lived in a market town, I suppose because you can make money from the market, if there's 6 families that didn't have any land to grow food, they could ask the council, and the council had to provide them a certain size plot of land to grow food on. And that's still enforced in Bedford today, actually, because we're a market town. That's what allotments is all about in respect. Government allotted slots, but the allotment I'm with now is private. It's the allotment association. And the people who run it are the allotment people. That's it. So, there's no profit. The profit that's made puts new fence up. It's that sort of crap. Because you buy sort of potatoes and stuff from their little shop. People produce their own seeds and sell them and stuff like that. But no, maybe it's time for, not just in England, because I'm sure there's loads of stuff like this in America and other places, Europe and stuff, whatever else, that Australia, Canada and whatever else, where you could enforce these really old, well, not enforce them, just act out these really old laws that cause pandemonium. Because I'll tell you what, if on a certain day I could walk 10 cows through Bedford town centre, I'm up for it, right? Come on, let's go. just because everyone would be like, oh my God. The police would be like, panic, security risk, oh my God. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? That'd be so funny. So maybe we should start looking through the archives. What do people think? Anyway, I'm going to go now because I've spoken for too long. And this solar flare that was supposed to have hit, I haven't seen anything show up yet, so it's probably due overnight. Let's have a look quickly. Space warnings currently in effect. Whoosh. We've had a electron flux there, and nothing else has hit. So, yeah. Peace, love and light.